Welcome back to another class on the Treasures of Mishnayot. We are in Perek Hamishi, Mishna Aleph, that is chapter 5, Mishna 1. This is a new chapter. The Kahati is going to speak about today, what does it mean, kavanah? Right, we speak about having kavanah when you daven in Shemona Esrei. What does that mean? So this is what we want to see in the introduction. Mishna zo bala lamadenu. This Mishna comes to teach us Shetifilat Shemona Esrei, the 18th prayer blessing. Tzricha kavanat alev. It requires one to have intention. When you are davening, you have to be able to direct your heart towards the Hakadosh Baruch Hu. How does one do that? So he tells you, what does this mean? Kavanat alev. You have to direct your heart towards Hashem. How do you do this? So it says Dainu, which means Sheyifne Adam et libo mikol hamachshavot hamatirudot oto be'inyan asakav. A person has to turn away his heart from all the thoughts that occupy his mind in regards to his business dealings. Ad shetiyeh machshavato ve'kavanato zakah b'tefilato. Until his machshava and his kavanah is going to be clear in his tefillah. That means before you come to daven, you have to be able to remove all the thoughts that worry you. Whether it's business, family, this, that. You want to be able to come to daven to Hashem with a clear state of mind. See yourself as if your mom is standing in front of the Shekhinah. He brings it down in the name of the Rambam in Hilchot Tefillah, Perek Dalet, Halacha Tet, Vav, and Halacha Tet Zayin. In Or Chaim is brought down in Simon Tzadik Chet, Halacha Aleph. So right away from the beginning, we see what is required from us when we daven. Shemona Esrei requires concentration. How does one concentrate during Shemona Esrei? You walk into Shemona Esrei with a clean mind, with a clear mind, not having thoughts that are consuming your mind, and then you're walking into Shemona Esrei. That's why we're not able to have kavanah. You have to be able to first clear your mind from everything that's bothering you, and then begin to daven Shemona Esrei. V'chein ba Mishna lashmi'inu. Also the Mishnah comes to let us hear she'en la'afsik b'tefilah Shemona Esrei ela mipnei sakanat nefashot b'lvad. A person is only allowed to stop in the prayer of the 18th prayer blessing. That's only if there's chas v'shalom lo'aleinu. If there's danger to one's life alone, then he's allowed to stop. Otherwise, you're not allowed to stop your Shemona Esrei. The Mishnah begins, Ein obdim litpalel tefillah Shemona Esrei elam mitoch koved rosh. When it comes to davening Shemona Esrei, we get up to pray the 18th prayer blessing only through seriousness of mind, in a serious of state. So he says here, what does that mean, seriousness of mind? Mitoch hachna'ah umora shamayim. Through being submissive, giving into Hashem, and having fear of heaven. We can't walk into Shemona Esrei feeling that we got everything going for us. You know, we have no worries. We have money in the bank. We have here, we're there, we're good. A person has to be able to walk into Shemona Esrei by being submissive, giving himself over to Hashem, as if he has nothing. He has to have more Shema, he has to have fear of heaven on him. Right now he's coming to down before Hashem. A lot of times pay attention, especially in Mincha and Aravit. When we daven by Mincha and Aravit, Mincha is a little bit hard because it's in the middle of the day. Aravit is also hard because it's already towards the end of the day and people want to sleep. So really we're not going out of our way and trying to go ahead and do what the Mishna is teaching us. I have to think of your Shamayim. I have to go ahead and I have to be submissive. I have to have kavanah. I have to remove everything. I'm tired as this. You want me to go ahead and overexert myself now for this also? Let me just down and let me leave. Shacharit is a little bit more or less, yeah, you still have to go to work. But if you're davening nets, especially now, which is very early, you don't really have much that's going on in your mind because work can be at 8 o'clock, work can be at 9 o'clock. You'll be able to get a lot of things done after davening. But Mincha and Aravit is much harder. Even if you want to say Shacharit is much harder, it's fine. But what we want to see from over here when it comes to davening, Shemna Esrei, we want to be able to daven by giving ourselves over to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that we have no control over nothing and He has control over everything. You're coming to Him right now, you're coming, the first 3 berachot are praises. The last 3 berachot are thanks. But pay attention, the middle berachot, from Atah Chonen, you're asking wisdom. When you ask Hashem, Atah Chonen L'Adam, that you, Hashem, are the one that grants wisdom. Who are you davening for? Who? Yourself? Rabotai, I don't know about you. When I'm in Atah Chonen, it's not only me. B'lei Baruch Hashem, we have kids to daven for. Look how many kids they go off the derech. You have to daven in Atah Chonen L'Adam, the Ad Hashem, please give my children the proper knowledge, the proper wisdom, the proper understanding to make the right decisions, to learn Torah the right way, to go in the right path. What do we do? Why are you rushing? What's the rush? That doesn't make sense. It's one thing if you would have left immediately after you finished davening. But it's another thing to sit and eat breakfast and have coffee and cake and tea and speak to your friend with a cigarette outside in your mouth like an idiot. That's not good, Rabotai. And then you wonder why you have problems with your children. Daven for your children, Atah Chonen. Slach lanu, forgive me. My wife, my children, my parents, my brothers. Turn back the Jews that abandoned you, Hashem. Why? There's nobody to pray for no more. We don't even pray for ourselves anymore. I'm speaking about other people. I just realized sometimes we don't even pray for ourselves at the speed that we're going. Comes the Mishna tells us, a person has to get up to daven Shemna Esrei only through a serious frame of mind. The Kahati says, through being submissive and to have fear of heaven. We have that. We had that when we walk into Shemna Esrei. The second the phone vibrates, automatically takes our attention off. There's no more. You're afraid? You'll never ever in your life pick up a phone in front of a judge. Never. But in front of Hashem, it's okay. Hashem understands. Okay. So he says over here, the person has to go ahead and he has to be submissive. He has to give himself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because in those prayers, in those bakashot, in those middle berachot that we request, you request for parnasa, you request for health, you request that all the Hashem should gather all the Jewish people. Rabotai, I read an article on the Yeshiva World News. Rabotai, the people that were held hostage over there in the tunnels, a lot of them became religious. And a few of them, they gave testimony on how they kept Yom Kippur and all Shabbat. They were watching the news, whatever. They were able to calculate the days and the nights, whatever it was. But what I want to try to come about, over there was a person that said, I think it was a male person, he said, never in my life were my mitzvot the same way. I've been doing mitzvot up to now. But in the tunnel, knowing you have nowhere to go, nowhere to be, not knowing if you're going to make it out of here. My asher was asher yatzar. My berachot were berachot. My thank you Hashem was a real thank you Hashem for another day that I'm living. And they didn't shoot him yet. We, unfortunately, take these things for granted. Oh, we're here now, we'll be here tomorrow. Who said? Who said? What's the guarantee? How many people go to sleep don't wake up? That's it. When we come to Shemna Esrei, you got to really daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Adonai, Sefatai, Tiftach, Ufi, Agiti, Latecha. Open my mouth so I can say your praises. Baruch Ata Hashem. Blessed are you, Hashem. You have to stop at the word of Hashem, and you have to think what the halacha pasuk in Simon Hein halacha Aleph. Adon Kol Haya whoever he is. He's the master of all, was, is, will be. We have those kavanot. Rabotai, this is a busha v'cherpa. Especially the chazanim that rush through the davening. Somehow in 3 minutes they're finished. That is a chazan. That's a chazan that finishes in 3 minutes. You have to go to work. Let somebody else who has more years shamayim, let him down with the chazan. He's our lawyer. We allow bums to be our chazanim. And then we wonder why our prayers are not answered. Thanks to them. Thanks to these chazanim. They're not down from the bottom of their heart. They're just there. Maybe for the money. Maybe as a kavod thing. I don't know. But Rabotai, we have to have more Shomayim. We have to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When you come to Dam Shomna Esrei, you have to have fear of heaven. We have fear of heaven. Kimo shekatuv, like it says in Tehillim, in Perek Bet, in Pasuk Yud Aleph, Ivdu et Hashem bi'irah. Serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with awe, with fear.